Kathy Hochul, my lieutenant governor, is smart and competent. This transition must be seamless, but she can come up to speed quickly, and my resignation will be effective in 14 days.
Andrew Cuomo steps down, and Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul will take his place in Albany. So who exactly is New York's incoming governor? Joining me now to discuss all this, the bombshell announcement today, and where we go from here is Mr. New York himself, host on 710 WOR NYC, Mark Simone, from 10 to 12 Eastern in the morning. Mark, first let's just start with this. Your reaction to the Cuomo speech and resignation today.
I didn't understand it. He said he wanted us to have good, efficient government. Why didn't he quit 3 years ago then? It would have been better for everybody. I knew yesterday from nosing around, they had polled the legislature, both houses, off the record, on the phone. They absolutely had the votes. Impeachment was absolutely certain. He knew that. The other thing was they expanded into the other areas. This report with the women, as terrible as it is, was the least of his problems. He has this terrible killing 15,000 people in a nursing home, covering up the numbers, withholding the numbers, that problem. He was running a special testing service for VIPs with donors, state troopers driving the samples back and forth, 6 hours back to Albany from the Hamptons and then back. The troopers don't like Governor Cuomo. They were all ready to testify. That was an easy case to prove. Using state employees to work on his book, all these things were going to come out. So that's the last thing he needed. He was very smart. It was the shocking part to me was he did the dignified thing and left early, but he's gone, and that's good news. And
do you think that after his first speech, which was a week ago roughly, when he basically said, "Look, I apologize if I offended somebody, but we got to move forward. Did you think that he thought he was going to be able to stay, or did he already know he was toast at that point?
He, every time he addressed it back then, and then his lawyers on Friday did a long presentation, even today he addressed it. He always addresses these two incidents that are very mild. He ignores the other 9 in the report. So, and a couple times, the lawyers on Friday presented their evidence. They didn't have anything. So I think he knew he couldn't fight this case. He had no evidence. I think he was just waiting for something to happen. I've heard rumors he was digging around for dirt on the Attorney General or Carl Hastie, or look at maybe some way to maneuver. He knew he couldn't win on any evidence, so he's trying to maneuver his way out of it. Couldn't find anything, and I think he just gave up.
Were you surprised at all that the Democrats in Albany, in the State House, seemed so unified in ousting him at this point, or was this pretty much lining up with exactly what your expectations were?
He has been nothing but a bully to everybody. Everybody has had a run-in with him. Everybody has been threatened by him or his chief, Melissa DeRosa. They've all had problems. They all wanted him gone. Eliot Spitzer used to call himself the steamroller. He was a pretty rough character, but I was asking these people, and they said, Spitzer was better. You're mad at some people, nice to other people. And they said Spitzer had a sense of humor. You could talk to him. It was universal. Everybody felt threatened by Cuomo. They wanted him gone. And all of this stuff was just, even up to the White House, to Joe Biden, it's baggage that Democrats didn't need. They don't need it. They just want it over with and want him gone.
You think that Cuomo's political career is done and buried forever, Mark, or is there any chance he tries to resurrect it?
It's gone. It's gone forever. Remember, this other stuff is still out there. The most serious is this U.S. attorney investigation, Eastern District. I assume they'll wind that down. If he's out of office, why bother? But all of this stuff is still there, and it always could be used in the future. So I don't know what he'll do. When Nixon had to resign, he wrote these brilliant books on foreign policy. Well, we know Cuomo's not going to do that. So I don't know what he'll do. I have no idea.
Kathy Hochul is now taking over. She tweeted out today, taking over as governor. I agree with Governor Cuomo's decision to step down. It's the right thing to do. It's in the best interest of New Yorkers. As someone who has served at all levels of government and is next in line in succession, I'm prepared to lead as New York State's 57th governor. What do we know about Kathy Hochul, by the way? I mean, what are we getting here in New York, at least?
She's pretty good. You know what was funny in the speech today? Cuomo made a big thing out of how inclusive he is, women, or he's inclusive. Well, she was the #2 woman in the administration, and he completely shut her out. He had nothing to do with her ever, which was great. He ended up doing her a favor. She has no Cuomo connection. That's going to help her. She's from upstate New York, very warm, very sincere, very genuine. People are going to like her. You know, when Spitzer left, David Patterson came along, and he was a very warm, sweet, genuine guy. So it was a good change after the rough, sharp elbows of Cuomo. So she'll have that same effect. She went around, she was busy on lieutenant governor's job is do the speeches, do the stuff the governor doesn't want to do. She took pride in it. She made millions of speeches. She went to all 62 counties in New York, spoken thousands of times in every factory floor, every 7-Eleven. When it comes to retail politics, she is great, actually better at it than Cuomo. So this will be a nice change.